We welcome in not the head coach of the Revolution this week. We're changing things up. The head coach of the Revolution was fired days ago. Caleb Porter will not be joining the program anymore. So we welcome in his boss, the guy that hired him, Curt Onalfo, sporting director of the New England Revolution, joins us now. Curt, how are you?
It's been a long week, guys, but I'm good, and thank you very much for having me on.
So I guess the basic question is why? Why was the right move for the Revs right now to fire Caleb Porter and search for a new head coach?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, whenever you make changes like this, it's a difficult thing, especially when you work as closely as you do with the coach on a daily basis. And I developed a strong bond with Caleb, so it was a very difficult decision. But in the end, we made the decision to move on, and we wanted to act swiftly once that decision was made. So we let Caleb go on Monday. And really, when you look at it, we have very high expectations as a club, and we've fallen short. Really where we've fallen short, if you look at everything, is at home. We've had a really poor home record, and you just can't get anywhere if you're not winning home games consistently. So that was a big reason for the change.
What's the big attraction you're going to sell the next potential coach on? What is the draw?
Well, first of all, as sporting director, you do a lot of things. We have the first team, we have the second team, we have the academy, and I have 9 departments as well that I'm responsible for. So we are positioned very well. Our team is very close to being successful. If you look at our season, we perform well a lot of times, but that doesn't help us these days. We have to actually get results. So just in the short time that we've begun our search, there's enormous interest. We have a much improved roster. We have owners that are very serious and want to win. Our goal is to win championships, and we're as much as it feels like we're far off, I'm very optimistic, and I'm of the belief that we're actually not that far off. And it's a really good job for a head coach to come into.
So when you say those things, it sounds like all of the blame falls to Caleb. I mean, the roster's been good. You've seen good performances. Things have been close. Not able to get over that hump. But you believe in the roster is what you're sort of indicating to us. So does that mean all the blame is on Caleb? No,
absolutely not. There's the blame gets shared. It's unfortunately in this business. I've been a head coach in the league for 3 different teams. And what coaches need is players, and they need time. And we felt that we overhauled our roster for Caleb, and we gave him time. And unfortunately, it didn't work out. He's a championship caliber coach, and that's why we hired him. So it's upsetting to me that that's what it came to. But I'm to blame as well. I'm the head of the organization. I'm the sporting director. So the blame doesn't just all go to him. And now we just have to make sure that we get it right, and we get a coach in here that's going to help us succeed. But I'll go back to what I said earlier. We are optimistic, and we feel good with the foundation that we've built. We have one of the best pro pathways in the country, and that's something that for the fans that maybe don't know that much about it, that's a stable of players that we have coming through. We have world-class players that we developed right here in Foxborough, and we're going to continue to do that.
Well, I was just going to say, just the way you phrase that, and I heard you phrase it the same way the other day, the roster that you put together for Caleb, like it was handed to Caleb, and then Caleb didn't do a good enough job, which I think naturally fans and me as a cynic of everything, I say, well, why is Curt Onalfo not losing his job? Why are you still here today and Caleb isn't? So you can say that it's not all on him, but he's the only guy who loses his job in this.
Yeah. Again, unfortunately, that's how my job is to be in charge of the club on to make sure we're doing okay on a short-term basis and a long-term basis. we have fallen short on the short-term basis, and that resulted in a coaching change.
So are you safe?
And
Are you here for the long term? Has the team told you that?
I'm the sporting director of the club until I'm not. And so I am here, and my job is each day to help the club get better, keep pushing to get ourselves in a situation where we can be very proud of what we're showing our fans. And right now we have not been good at home. So priority number one is to make sure that we hire a coach that plays an aggressive style at home, that helps us get wins at home, that gives us a foundation that we can be successful with. If you don't win your home games, you don't have a chance. And unfortunately, we haven't been good at home over the last 2 seasons.
See, and that's you get all this information, and like the more and more we got to know Caleb, and the more and more we talked about the team, it was on the path to get the type of guys he wanted, to instill the type of style that he wanted. He felt that was getting close, and you guys believe it's close, but yet you pull the trigger on him. That's just the way it seems from the outside.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's exactly what you're alluding to. We had to pull the trigger because in the end, you just can't perform well. You have to get results. And, you know, it was over 2 seasons. And it's ultimately that's the reason for the change.
Is the whole staff gone?
No, the whole staff is not gone. The rest of the staff is currently here. Pablo Moreira has taken over as the interim. We have 4 games remaining. And then we will go out and get ourselves a head coach and build out the rest of the staff.
So you personally hired Caleb Porter. What did you get wrong in that evaluation with Porter, and what are you going to do differently with this upcoming coaching search?
What I got wrong is that we unfortunately didn't win our home games. And I hired Caleb because he has a track record of being a champion, and that's our goal. We want to be a championship-level club. All right? So that doesn't change right now with having made a coaching change. You know, we continue to work every single day on making our club better. We feel like we've assembled a much improved roster. You know, Matt Turner is one of the best goalkeepers in the league. He's now on our team. We have a strong team, a very good nucleus to build on. We have enhanced departments, you know, from our medical all the way through to analytics and what have you. And we feel positioned well to find a coach that can now come in and bring us to the next level and do exactly what we want to do. So we want to compete for championships.
Playing style has been a big part of the conversation with the team for the last couple of seasons, and a different style of players being brought in over the last couple of seasons to fit with Caleb. Do you feel like your next coach, you're looking for a very specific style of coach, style of play to be the next head coach?
Yes. And it'll be important that the new head coach is feels very good about our roster. And in the initial conversations that I've had, I'm getting that from our potential candidates.
So it won't be a similar sort of overhaul of the roster like we saw.
No, you can't do that every year. It's just impossible. I mean, it was unprecedented the amount of moves we made. You know, we moved a lot of players out and moved a lot of players in, but we accomplished a lot in a short period of time. And unfortunately, the results didn't happen this season.
How long do you think it'll take to find the next guy?
I think that, you know, like an 8-week timeline is adequate. You know, we've already started, you know, really yesterday we began having conversations, and we'll set up interviews next week. I feel pretty good that in an 8-week time frame we'll be able to get a coach in place. And
so the goal of all this is next year. I know you say, you know, we want to compete for titles, we want to compete for championships, but the goal for next season is to be where in the standings, you know, in terms of taking steps.
We want to position ourselves for next year so that we make the playoffs. And then if you know, once you make the playoffs, and then you can start having that conversation about championships. But we need to win home games. That's a staple of winning organizations.
You know,
We have to turn Gillette into a harder place to play. We have to be more aggressive at home. We have to play in the other team's end, and we have to, make it a hard place to play in.
Does that venue? But does the venue? Does the size of the venue make it hard to do that? It's not as intimate.
I mean, listen, that you can make that argument because of the size, but we still have a very good crowd that come to our game. It's one of the I don't know what we are in terms of ranking in the league, but it's actually higher. Our ticket sales people do an incredible job. That can make it a little challenging, but it's not an excuse. Like there's been teams before that have won at home here at Gillette, and we have to find a way to do that. That's on me too. We have to make sure that we win at home, and that gives our fans to get excited about things, and then just innately, if we just continue with what we're doing with our road record, all of a sudden you're a playoff level team, and then now you're gaining the confidence, and you can start talking about being a championship team, and that's our goal, and I'm steadfast, with accomplishing it, and we're going to keep plugging away, we're going to keep getting better, and we're going to find ourselves, a really capable coach that's going to come in and help us.
You're currently 7th out of 30 teams, 7th ranked best attendance in all of MLS this season.
Yeah,
so
which is a pretty great thing, and we want to continue with that. Imagine if now we're starting to we're winning games consistently, and all of a sudden now we're competing for championships. It will only get better. We have a really good infrastructure. We have a lot of good things in place. We've fallen short, and we gotta make sure that we get better and those results come.
I mean, I think you would agree that speaks to loyalty of the fan base, given all the things you've said about the poor record at home, the poor play at home, the loyalty has been there.
They're incredible. Listen,
but they're pissed. They're pissed.
They are angry.
They're pissed at everybody, including
we get the
you.
calls. We get the calls.
I know, and I understand. I'm pissed off too. You know what? And they have every right to be pissed off at me, pissed off at Caleb. I get it. I'm angry. I want to win. I came here to win. I've helped build an infrastructure, and I want to get there as well. So I understand it. Like the Boston fans are outstanding. They say it like it is. And you know what? They have every right to be pissed. I'm pissed too. And it motivates me even more to work harder, to do whatever I can to get us in a situation where I'm not on this call because we just fired our coach, which is a really difficult, hard thing to do, especially when he's your friend. So that's the reality. Boston people say it like it is, and that's what I'm doing as well.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you talking about it because I'm sure your week has sucked. So thank you.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
All right, we look forward to getting back down there next year. Yeah, the food's good, the hats are good.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were right next to my office.
I know.
Last time.
I got lost in there. I ended up in your office, I think. Hey, yeah, we appreciate you coming on, though. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, Curt. Curt Onalfo, sporting director, New England Revolution.
It's good he hears it.
That was spirited.
I liked it.
I think he hears it. Yeah.
I liked it. I think he's hearing it.
I'm pissed off, too.
All right.